Hey guys, this is Siri and welcome back to my YouTube channel. How you doing? Today I have Carson here. You guys have been seeing Carson just in my You guys have been seeing Carson in my vlogs, just like there in the background. But today I'm bringing him here. If you've been an OG of this YouTube channel, you know Carson and I used to do a lot of sit-down videos in the past. But anyway, that's why we're here today. So a couple of weeks ago, I think about 3 weeks ago now, I asked you guys to send me some questions regarding my 1 year in Vietnam, and you guys sent some questions, so thank you very much if you did send some questions. And now today I'm gonna be answering those questions for you guys. So yeah, no long talking, let's just dive right straight into the questions. Okay, so first question, this person says, hi Siri, congratulations on your 1 year anniversary of living in Vietnam. Wish you the best Vietnam has to offer an enthusiastic expert life for you. I am currently in Hanoi. Oh, this is just well wishes.
Oh God.
Thank you for the well wishes. I appreciate it. Okay, this person says, hi Siri, happy 1 year anniversary for living in Vietnam. What is your favorite thing to do in Vietnam when you have spare time? So I'm going to speak for me. One of my favorite things to do is go to cafes. I love going to cafes. There's so many cafes in the city of Hanoi. Like, you cannot visit all of them, there's too much. So yeah, that's one thing I love to do in my spare time, and also hang out with my friends, going brunching or whatnot. What about you? What do you like to do in your spare time?
Anything cafe related, right?
Yeah.
I also like to do cafe stuff. Anything downtown, like in the old quarter of the city, is just a nice cultural place to be. So it's really just fun, like aesthetic to be down there and enjoy. I like to go to the gym and stuff like that, and just food too. And try new foods and stuff like that. But
cafes definitely.
Yeah, I actually think something that I don't do on purpose, but I really enjoy, is just like driving around the city. There's a big lake called West Lake, and just being around the lake for whatever reason, it's like an enjoyable trip to drive around. So
yeah, that's what we love to do in our spare time. Okay guys, so next question. This person says, hello, I stumbled across your videos as I was looking into what teaching in Vietnam would be like. I love the idea of doing exactly what you're doing, but a part of me is still hesitant and scared. Did you have any initial doubts, and what helped you ultimately decide to live in Vietnam? Much love from Texas. Well, thanks for your question. Well, moving to Vietnam honestly was just, we didn't really think much about it.
No, because
after we left Korea, we had two choices. It was either Vietnam or China. Those were the places we were kind of like thinking about.
Yeah.
And we were just like, Vietnam. Like, no hard thoughts went into where we chose. And I'm very glad we didn't really spend too much time thinking about it, because sometimes when you spend too much time thinking about wanting to do something, you kind of dissuade yourself from doing that. Like, you give yourself reasons why not to do the thing or go to that place. But when you just know in your gut, sometimes you just know. I just felt like Vietnam, we were gonna love it here. Like, I haven't been here before, I haven't visited before, I didn't even know anyone from here. Like, I didn't even ask any questions about like Vietnam. We just decided Vietnam, and here we are. And honestly, I can't advise you in that way, because I didn't really think much. There was nothing that was a deciding factor for me that made us choose to come to Vietnam. We just went with our gut.
Well, I was gonna say too, to keep in mind, you and I have both already lived in 2 other countries, right? We both moved to the UK, that's where we met, and then we both lived in Korea. So moving to a new country isn't as crazy as it sounds. It's not really like a foreign idea to us anymore. In hindsight, when I came early, I should have thought about it a little more. Just I wasn't as prepared as I should have been. I should have had a little more money in my pocket, and etc. etc. but no, moving to Vietnam was always, I heard nothing but good things. I had a couple like online friends that were here that were like, come to Vietnam. It's been better than I actually anticipated in basically
like, honestly,
every way. So
I'm not exaggerating when I say I'm having such a good time.
Oh yeah.
Like, my quality of life here is, I love it here.
Vietnam's great. And I think for anybody who hasn't lived overseas, like she was talking from Texas, you just have to do it. Just go. Yeah,
don't overthink it.
You cannot possibly prepare for living in Korea or China or Vietnam or wherever you're going.
Abroad.
You have to just do it. And prepare as best you can, and then look, worst case scenario, you go home, right?
Yeah, worst case scenario, you go there and you don't like it, and you go home and you start again, think of somewhere else. Just do it. If you're thinking about moving to Vietnam or any other place to go teach English, but I want to say, if you want to teach English, I would say Vietnam is good because quality of life is good, and work-life balance, and also cost of living here is very cheap. So you can save a lot from your money you'll be making. Okay, next question. This person says, congratulations, thank you, on your 1-year anniversary being in Vietnam. Kindly do a video on agencies you can use to apply for ESL industry that side. Guys, people message me every day asking me to, you know, give them agents. I don't know any agents. I literally found my job on Facebook. I've said it before. If you're looking to get a job here, start on Facebook. Facebook groups like Teaching in Vietnam, Facebook groups, there's a ton of them. Employers and agents are always posting job ads there every day. And also, what's the one you found your job on?
ESLcafe.com. It used to be called Dave's ESL Cafe, but ESL Cafe, they have tons of jobs in there and tons of agencies.
I'm gonna put the link to the website he's talking about where he found this job. And also Facebook, just type on Facebook teaching jobs, teaching English in Vietnam. Lots of groups are gonna pop up. Just join them and just every day go on there and apply. It's just apply. But to be honest, if you're American, you're from England, Australia, South Africa, it really wouldn't be hard for you, honestly. You can get a job tomorrow if you really wanted to. It would be much more harder if you're non-native. It's definitely harder for us, but if you're American or any of those countries that are considered as native speakers, it honestly would not be hard for you to find a job. You can be here next week or in 2 weeks.
Literally.
If you it's really not that hard.
Literally.
If you really want to come here and you're from those countries. So just start from Facebook groups, and I'm going to put the link, like I said, in my description box. Or,
now this is not as financially viable for most people, but like if you're the type of person, if you can afford to take a vacation to Vietnam,
just come and be on ground.
You could, I promise you could land in Hanoi today, and by the end of the week you could have a full job.
Especially if you're a native speaker. If you can afford to come to Vietnam and just be on ground, you will get a job.
Literally just walk into schools and be like, can I work here? And they'll say, no, but I have an academy, or no, but my best friend. It happens every day. I get job offers. If that's something
you can do, just come in here and start applying, then that's good on you too. So I hope that helps. Okay, this next person says, hi Siri, congrats on your 1-year anniversary. Besides getting a teaching job in Vietnam, can one secure any other kind of job outside Vietnam to live and work successfully like that of teaching jobs? So I guess, does that mean are there any jobs besides teaching
non-teaching jobs?
What would you say? Because I know most foreigners here, like 80% of foreigners here, I would say, are teachers.
No, I mean, if you have a degree, and it's there are other jobs here, but it's you'd have to have an education, right? If you want to come here and like work at Zara, probably not going to happen, right? Why would they hire like a white foreigner, like an African foreigner? But if you're like, I have an engineering degree, I've met guys that are like computer engineers, software developers and stuff that work for foreign companies. Anybody, it's not like Korea, where Korea was like, you have to be really specialized. If a company wants to hire you and you have the experience, they will hire you. But you definitely do have to have a degree in whatever you're trying to get into.
I personally do not know how you would go about that because I have no experience.
You would have to apply to the companies.
You just have to try your best and apply.
It's not going to be like, there's not going to be recruiters for that kind of thing, I don't think. But I mean, if there's a Korean company and you're like, I want to work for Samsung, and you have the necessary like prerequisites, it shouldn't be hard. No.
So there's that. Okay, next question. Hi Siri, I really want to know how a family, look at my phone because I said my name. Go away Siri. Okay, this question says, I really want to know how a family with kids can move to Vietnam. Are there schools where the only language for teaching is English language where the kids can attend? And also, is it advisable to move with a family of 4 with an ESL teaching job? Thank you. Greetings from Nigeria. Family of 4 on an ESL salary.
It's doable. I wouldn't advise it. I think if both parents are working, you'll have no problem.
If both parents are working on an ESL salary, I would say you can do it. However, when you said schools where the only language teaching is English, so you're thinking about international school for your kids. international schools are quite expensive.
Yeah.
So I don't know even if both families are working for 4 kids at international school.
No, I think it's 2 kids and 2 kids.
Family of 2
family
kids and parents. Okay.
I know a guy who moved here, but he works for the international school. So they didn't talk about their
no.
If you have the prerequisites to work at an international school, then you're golden because your kids will attend for free probably.
Yeah, and also I think some schools, even if it's not for free, some schools would give you discounts. But that's if you work for the international school.
Yeah, so but you'd have to have an education degree. So if you have an education degree, then come work for an international school, then you're gonna have no problems. But if you were working for like a private academy or whatever, I wouldn't advise moving here with 2 kids unless your spouse is gonna work too and you have something lined up. Because also just like from a visa perspective, that's 4 visas instead of 2, and there's lots of little issues.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't advise it unless you have everything set up beforehand. But that being said, if you can get here with then you'll be fine. I think. It's just getting here. It's gonna be the tricky part.
I know you didn't ask this, but I think also if both couples are working, both parents are working, you will definitely be able to survive on an ESL salary.
Oh yeah, two parents on an ESL salary, you'll be fine. Yeah,
Again, it all depends on your lifestyle at the end of the day.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, your lifestyle and like obviously the quality of the job you have.
I hope that answers your question. Okay, this question says, hello, the original document. Okay, this question is a little bit confusing. The originals of document needed during legalization at the Vietnam embassy in Nigeria or just photocopies? Okay. You're asking if you need the originals of your documents legalized at the Vietnam embassy in Nigeria. I legalized my photocopies. I took my originals with me because they have to stamp it. I don't want any stamp on my original documents because you don't know, you might want to use it for something else, and having a stamp on it make it seem like an original document and it will nullify the authenticity of it. So I photocopied and they stamped on my photocopy, but I just took my originals with me anyways just to show them that I have my originals, but can you stamp on my photocopy? So I would advise doing everything, all your legalization should be, especially on your degrees, don't stamp on your degrees. Do not stamp on your degrees, stamp on your photocopies.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. Always just bring your originals with you, but before you leave the country, like especially coming from a non-native speaking like Nigerian stuff, I would bring all of that stuff to Vietnam, because companies will tell you like, oh, just get here first, and well, no, just get it all done before you leave your home.
I would advise, like, if you already have a job already, before you travel to Vietnam, just do all your legalization and everything. It's so much easier, like at
multiple copies, just over prepare. When it comes to visa stuff, over prepare, because you'll get here and there might be a slight, even I had problems as a Canadian where they're like, actually, can we get this thing? And then luckily I was able to go to the embassy here, but some embassies don't offer that service.
Do it from home, because I tried to legalize, because he was able to legalize his documents, he's Canadian, from the Canadian embassy here. But as a Nigerian, you have to send it home to do it. So just do it from home. If you're Nigerian, just do it already to save you all the stress. And like I said, they didn't stamp on my originals. I gave them a photocopy and that was what was legalized. So that's it. Okay, so this is the last questions from YouTube, and then we're going to move on to the questions that were asked on Instagram. So the last question is, hi, I'm from Uganda. I would like to join the ESL industry in March. Is it okay to start applying now? March next year. I mean, I would say for Vietnam, school starts in September.
Yeah, but there's always hiring too.
Yeah,
so
all year round, schools are always hiring, because sometimes, some teachers may leave the school. Like me, how I got my job, the role I took, the teacher quit, right? And so they needed someone to take over the role immediately, and that's how I got it. School starts in Vietnam in September. That's when the school year starts. So June and July is usually the peak hiring times of the year. However, there's no harm in just applying all throughout the year. You never can tell which school needs a teacher desperately. So I would say, if you want to move here in March, start applying now. It doesn't matter. You can get one now, or you can tell them, thank you for the offer, but can I come in March? And maybe if they agree, you just keep searching, right? So
and also some companies, like a couple people I work with, they moved here. The company was like, we will hire you, but we can't hire you until whatever day. So they came here. If March is when you're coming, maybe you'll find a job where they're like, we can't hire you until April, so come for a month, or like you can do things like that. I would just keep applying.
Yeah, just keep applying.
Don't overthink it. Just throw your resume around until you get an interview.
Everywhere.
And you will get an interview. So, yeah.
Okay, now let's go to the Instagram questions. This person says, "Hi Siri, what are my chances of bagging a job offer with a school as a teacher from Nigeria?" If you're outside of the country, chances are very difficult. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be a lot much easier if you're non-native and you're already in Vietnam. If you're already on ground, it's so much more easier. If you're applying as a non-native speaker from outside of the country, you could find a job.
You can.
The chances are very slim.
Yeah.
Not to dissuade you. I'm just trying to be honest.
Yeah, and also it depends. You got to be more specific. What degrees do you have? Do you have an education degree? If you have an education degree, it's going to be easier. I know people, Nigerians, that got jobs because they have education degrees. But I'd say, yeah, networking is the most important thing. Join those Facebook groups and just talk to other Nigerians, talk to other Africans that are here. Because if they're here, that means they work for a company that will hire you. And if they work for a company that will hire you, that means that company hires obviously African people, and they're probably looking for more people because everyone's looking for more people. And don't be afraid of taking a job that's outside the city. I know there's the peripheries of Hanoi now. There's a lot of little like rural towns. They're still quite busy.
I would say for most non-native speakers, most times from if you're outside the country, most people that would want to employ you, they live in like the provinces, so not in the big cities like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City. There's absolutely nothing wrong with going to those provinces, as long as, for me, the key is just get into the country, right? If that job gets you in the country, just get here, and you can always change your job when you're here.
And it's going to be way easier to do it from in the country when you already have your paperwork. So
that's I would say just try and get anything that would get you here, and then when you're here, you can focus on changing cities or whatever when you're here. So yeah. Okay, next one is, what are your most known tips for someone moving to Vietnam, or something you must know before you move to Vietnam? What would you say would be the tip?
Well, number one was your documents. Over prepare your documents. Bring
visas. Oh my God, visa here is a struggle.
It's not even, it's a struggle, but it's also can be like a total coin flip. Some people have a really easy time where it's just like, here's my stuff and I have a visa. I didn't have an easy time for no reason at all. My application just got stuck in the system. Post COVID, they've changed a bunch of laws. Hopefully I've been hearing it's been getting easier because they've sort of loosened their restrictions there, but over prepare your visa stuff. If they want one notarized copy, bring 3. If you're going to the Nigerian consulate or the Vietnamese
I don't even know if this person is Nigerian, so
well, whatever. Whatever country you're from, bring multiple copies of everything. Bring everything so you have it, so you don't have to phone your parents back.
Okay, what would be your most no tip if this person is a Westerner? If you're coming from either America or Canada, let's just say they're just moving here. Maybe they're not even teachers. They're just moving here for something. They just want to know what to expect. What is something you should know?
I don't know.
Don't expect it to be like your home country.
Yeah, definitely. Don't be one of those foreigners.
Take that idea out of your head.
Yeah.
It's nothing like your home country at all.
And please stop, I love Vietnam and it's wonderful, but please stop assuming you're the main character. I mean, foreigners come here and they go oh my God, why do the Vietnamese? Bro, you're in Vietnam. You're not home. So restaurants all operate a little differently. Everything operates a little differently. And it's great and it's fairly easy to adjust to. But if you come here expecting it to be America too, or Canada too, or Korea too, or whatever,
you're from,
you're gonna be like, what the fuck? So don't do that. Come with an open mind, relax. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Next question is pros and cons of living in Hanoi. Pros, it's a city. There's so much to do.
So much to do.
So much to do. I don't think you'll be bored here.
Cost of living is cheap for the most part. Cost of living is
very cheap here. Housing is affordable depending on the part of town you stay in.
Yeah, food is
even
great.
In general, even where we live, Taeho can be considered expensive because it's like the foreigner part of town, but it's not expensive compared to Western standards.
No, God no. And it's
also
expensive
compared to Hanoi standards.
Yeah, and also you can get, if you're single, like a 1-bedroom apartment is going to be probably more affordable here than any country, honestly.
Cons of living in Hanoi. It's a very crowded city.
Traffic is
It's always
really
traffic.
bad.
People drive like crazy here. It's very, very noisy. So if you're coming from like a quiet little town where nobody honks on the road, where nobody is screaming on the road, it's gonna be a huge culture shock for you. So
air quality is my biggest one.
Yeah, air quality is kind of bad here.
Hanoi, today's a great air day. It's really dependent on the weather, I guess, because of the air currents or whatever. Bad air days in Vietnam, just wear a mask, man. Get a pollution mask, get a dust mask, because even I do it. I'm like, no big deal. And then at the end of the day, I'm like it's real bad. They're trying to work on it, but it's like a systemic issue with the urbanization of the city and whatever. Air quality here can be real bad. On good air days, it's an amazing city. It's so gorgeous. But on bad air days, you're like, holy, this is like forest fire levels of bad. So that's my biggest con, is the air quality.
Yeah, I think I'll say same too.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. We've already touched on this a little bit, but we can just answer. Can you save money working as a teacher?
Yes.
Yes.
Easily.
Very easily. Honestly, eating out is so cheap here. Food is so cheap. Rent is so cheap. Transportation is so cheap. So you can save money unless your lifestyle doesn't let you save money.
I would say.
I feel like the only thing that would make you save money here is your lifestyle.
Yeah.
If you're someone who immediately you get your money, you're already like throwing it out, doing stuff. Honestly, I don't even know what stuff you would do here that would finish all your money.
Oh, I can think of two.
Like what?
If you drink every weekend.
Yeah.
And you are like really, if you're like a picky eater, Vietnamese food is so good, but the price of like Western food here is still cheaper than in the West. But if you eat Western food every day, you're gonna spend $150, $200 a week on food. If you eat Vietnamese food every day, you're gonna spend $20 a week on food. Siri did a week food sheet. It was $27 to eat.
For a week.
I eat Vietnamese lunch almost every day. It cost me less than $30 for 5 days. If I ate Western food every day, if I had like pasta, spaghetti, pizza, whatever, it would cost me $100, right? So it's still pretty good. It's only $20 a day or whatever in Canada. That's incredibly cheap, but just find a Vietnamese food you love, and there's lots of them, and then you'll save money, no problem.
No, you can save money here.
We're a 2-income household, and we almost entirely can live off just my salary. That's rent, bills,
utilities, everything.
We barely dip into a series salary when we're trying to do things like we want to shop, or we need to buy a new camera or whatever. But just like a month where we just work and stay home, and we drink a little bit and whatever, then we almost never dip out of my salary. We just use my salary. So a single person can easily save some money here. A dual income, like a family, easily save. If you can't save money as a 2-income household in this country,
is wrong with you.
You need to figure your shit out.
Something is wrong with you.
Yeah, because you're doing it wrong.
If you are a couple and you're working here together, you can easily leave off one of the person's salary.
Easily,
you can easily do that. So, I hope that answers your question. Okay, next question is, have you ever thought of living somewhere else in Asia?
No, we haven't just thought about it, we've done it.
We've lived in Korea.
Yeah, we lived in Korea.
And now we're living in Vietnam. And maybe in the future, the next place that we think, if we do leave Vietnam, can we say it on 3? Let me see if we're on the same page. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we say it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
China.
Yeah. If we ever do leave Vietnam, China is going to be the next place we go to. Alright, next question. What do you think about non-native speakers? Like, do you mean like the locals?
I mean, like, I don't like, what do you mean?
I don't know if you mean what do I think about the locals here in Vietnam, because I am a non-native speaker, if that's what you're asking. But I'm guessing you mean the locals. Yeah, Vietnamese people are very nice. Very friendly,
nice.
Very kind people. I haven't had any bad experience in my 1 year of living here.
No,
so
me neither.
I can't say anything bad about them.
Yeah, I would say the difference between Vietnam and places like, I don't know for sure in China, but I've heard China, definitely in Korea and Japan, is that like Japanese and Korean people especially are polite, but that doesn't mean they're nice. And that's not a criticism, that's just, you know, there's a difference between being polite and being friendly. And Korean people are very polite, but they're not necessarily friendly. Vietnamese people...
Sorry guys, just want to adjust.
There you go.
Okay, I think this is better, yeah.
Vietnamese people are very friendly. They're not always polite. They're just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, but they're very friendly.
Yeah, and very eager to help. And like, Vietnamese people are shockingly friendly to foreigners. Yeah.
Okay, next question. How are you liking it so far? I love it.
Love it.
If I'm going to rate it out of 10, I would give it a 9 out of 10 just because I don't want to give it a 10 out of 10 just to be stingy with that one.
Yeah.
But love it so far. I can't, there's nothing, even though we said about the cons of living here, there's nothing I can really complain about, honestly. I love my life here. Just for short, I love my life here.
There's been growing pains and things that we didn't experience in Korea, like visa issues and stuff that were very stressful for us.
But once we dealt with all like the visa stuff and we were finally fully settled.
And also even during that time, I was still like, I want to make this work. Vietnam has been a pleasant surprise. I enjoyed Korea, but I love Vietnam. I was not expecting to love Vietnam as much as I do. I thought it would be, cool. But I'm like, no, it's great here. I don't want to leave.
No, it is great here. So we're very lucky and very privileged to be having the life that we're living here. Those are all the questions that we got. Thank you so much for everyone for sending me questions, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing another face on the channel today. I decided. He asked to be in the video and I let him be center stage today. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, hearing our answers to the questions. If you have more questions, leave them in the comments. I would answer them. Like I said, I'm going to put the link to the ESL Cafe place online job platform that he mentioned,
eslcafe.com,
in the comment section, and also some names of some Facebook groups that I know that I'm in. You can check them out. And if you want to see more videos relating to life in Vietnam, a foreigner living in Vietnam, teaching in Vietnam, I'm your girl. You're in the right place. Subscribe. That's what I do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys very much, and I will see you guys in my next one.
See ya.
Bye.